But there's a process in place. There's a process in place for this. Again, it's about respecting some of those processes, and they, you know, the state of Illinois tells us how to do that and when we have to do that, so we have to do that. We have to respect that. So in closing, and I know we have just a little time, I just think that you need to respect a lot of things about processes, because there's new policies that go into effect and there's existing policies that already are happening. And if there are new policies, that's terrific, but it's important to communicate that so everybody knows it. And if there are existing policies, before you write a new one, go to somebody that's been here a while and say, how have we handled this in the past? There's nothing wrong with that. And if you have the authority to make the change, you can make the change. But it's important to tell everybody that's also part of that step process, I changed that process and I want you to know that this is how we're going to handle it from now on. Because that's how it should be. I mean, you're all here together for the good of your community, and that's what it's supposed to be. So I always tell people, check first and ask a lot of questions. We have a new administrative assistant in our supervisor's office now, but the old one, I would always say, I have to have that original. And she would say, make me a list. How am I supposed to know? And I would say, why don't you just ask? Because if it's something I don't need, I'm going to say, no, I don't need it. I mean, none of us are that busy every day that we don't have time to ask.
What you wouldn't need. When you
well, the supervisor keeps copies of all of his own correspondence. So I don't keep correspondence for the supervisor. But I need every original contract, I need every original grant, I need every original intergovernmental agreement, I need every original, if we have an active legal case, I need every original of that. And a lot of it depends on what's on your retention that you have with the state of Illinois. Don't you have your disposal certificate? And that tells you everything that should be in your file.
But I don't get rid of any resolutions or ordinances.
Never. Nor minutes. Minutes, ordinances, and resolutions. Right. I think that you should also remember that experience does count. So when you have a senior on your board, you need to go to them and say, hey, you've been on this board a long time. How have we handled this in the past? And a lot of times that means going back to the clerk to say, do you have that in your file? How did we process that before? But again, if the originals aren't in our file, you're up the creek without a paddle. Okay, let's talk about respecting each other, because we're all in the same boat. And this is one of those things that I get a lot of calls about, because people will call, sometimes even a trustee will call and say, I just don't think that supervisor's listening to me. And I say, you just take them to have a cup of coffee, or you go have a beer, or have you tried to foster your relationship? Because when the election's over, it's all about what we need to do for our community and our constituents, and what kind of leaders we can, wave our flag to be. And I always tell people that, like, you don't want to sue. There was a poor girl down in, she called me almost every day. Was she down by Custer Park, Illinois? And she would call in tears. The supervisor was humiliating her in press releases in the paper, and that's not the way to go. Nobody should air their dirty laundry. You should get it fixed here, before you leave, and make sure that you're all together, and you leave with the same story, and you leave with the same opinions, because there should be some consensus. And all everybody's trying to do is be in the same boat, because in all honesty, we're all constitutional officers of this township. None of us are in a dinghy on the side. Not a trustee, not a collector, not an assessor. We're all in the boat, and we've all got a paddle, and we're all going in the same direction when it's all said and done. So honestly, that's one of the biggest calls I get a lot. How do I do this? Because they won't do that, or they won't do this. Sometimes I have to refer them to Brian, because people really do want to sue each other. And I say, you gotta call Brian. Like, I don't want to get involved.
Personally, I think I've had a pretty good relationship with all the trustees and Ron as well. I mean, I feel comfortable calling them, speaking with them about any of the issues. So if, I've spoken with you over the phone, I talked to John.
Just not more than 3 people at one time.
No, one
A three-way call.
No 3-way calls, that's right. Any other
Any
questions?
other questions or anything before we close the meeting?
You guys know my clerk's office has its own telephone number, and it's 815-726-5239. You know, you can call me anytime.
She's on speed dial for me, so.
You can call anytime. And everything that I've shared with you, believe it or not, is in these books.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's the new book.
This is the new book that just came out.
If nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So, second. Go ahead. Barb.
Barb?
At 6:50.
I'm not going to put it over that. I'm always willing to get out of here.
I'd like to call this meeting to order tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Tonight, I'd like to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to have our collector, Dean Morelli, lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Everybody's enjoying this beautiful day today. Let's start tonight. Please do a roll call.
Collector Dean Morelli.
Here.
Trustee Mike Kelley.
Here.
Trustee John Bodisich.
Here.
Assessor Debbie Mason. Here. Supervisor Ronald Rico.
Here.
Highway Commissioner John Shalinski.
Here.
Trustee Barb Boyce. Here. And also present is Attorney Mueller, Deputy Clerk Michelle Rutter. And that's all.
All right. We're going to do the town fund tonight first. We have some business to take care of first. First thing on the agenda is the appointment of a new trustee. I want to first read a letter that I received from the Lockport Township Democratic Organization Chair. The meeting was held on June 18, 2015 with the Lockport Township Democratic Organization for the recommendation for the Lockport Township Central Committee. It was voted and agreed upon to appoint Dean Morelli to fill the position of Lockport Township trustee, left vacant by the resignation of Trustee Mike Kelley. So, at this point, it's our job to appoint a new trustee. All right. I just received from our collector a letter, resignation, dear Lockport Township Supervisor and Lockport Board of Trustees. This letter is to inform you that I will be resigning my position as Township Collector effective July 14th, 2015. Thank you for your consideration in this matter. Sincerely, Dean Morelli. All right. So reading the letter from Dean and reading the letter from the Township Democratic Organization, I would like to make the motion that we appoint Dean Morelli as a trustee to fulfill Mike Kelley's position.
First, they would make a motion to accept the resignation as Lockport Township Collector. So I'll make that motion.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you make the motion to accept that resignation.
I'll second.
Second by Barbara. Roll call, please.
Voice vote.
Second.
This is a voice vote. It's not money.
It's not, well, it doesn't matter.
All right.
I'd like to have it on record who votes for it.
Okay.
Trustee Lewandowski.
Yes.
Trustee Bodisich.
Yes.
Supervisor Rico.
Yes.
Trustee Boyce.
Yes.
All right, motion carries.
I also like to make a motion to accept the recommendation from the Lockport Township Democratic Committee to appoint Dean Morelli as Lockport Township trustee.
All right, motion is made.
I'll second it.
You have a second by Barbara Boyce. All right. So nervous about calling you wrong name up to the last one. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So So we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Wodowski,
Yes.
Madison.
Yes.
Alarico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
All right. Now we ask our clerk to swear in our new trustee.
Thank you. No pressure.
Come up here. Voting.
Raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I, Dean Morelli,
I, Dean Morelli,
have been appointed
have been appointed
to the office of Township Trustee
to the office of Township Trustee
in the County of Will,
in the County of Will.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Lockport Township Trustee
of Lockport Township Trustee
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
All right. Congratulations again, Dean. You do a wonderful job. Looking forward to working with you.
Just see if we should get the change seats.
Thanks, Dean.
At this point, I would like to declare a vacancy in our collector's position. Do we need a motion to declare our vacancy?
So,
Any motion by John Adisich,
A second.
second by Clara. Roll call.
Wodowski.
Yes.
Madison.
Yes.
Alarico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
And our new trustee.
And new trustee,
Yes.
Dean Morelli.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. There's a vacancy in our collector's position at this point in time. I would ask, I will contact the Democratic organization again for their recommendation since Dean Morelli was elected, duly elected as a Democrat. It has to be fulfilled by the Democrat. So I will ask the Democratic organization for their recommendation and start the process again for the collector. All right. Thank you very much. And congratulations again. All right, that taken care of. Now we have a full board. Except for the collector. In your packet, everybody should have received the minutes of the regular town board meeting of June 9th and the workshop of June 23rd. Do I have a motion to pass the minutes? So moved. Motion by Joe Lasich,
A second.
second by Boyce. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Bills for the town fund are $165,783.04. I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dr. Boyce.
Second.
Second by John Madisich. Any questions of tonight's bills?
I did have a question, Supervisor Alarico. The Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance deposit, is that $10,000? How many times a year do we, is that quarterly?
That's under,
It's the first page on, here, right there.
like, health insurance deposit. You know what, I would have to ask Sherry, the secretary that does that, I will get that information to you. All right? Right off here,
I know, I believe central management was once a month that we paid out for health insurance. I didn't know if this was going to be the same one.
I will ask Sherry, make sure I'm going to. All right, any other questions of the bills? Roll very much. The assessment report, please.
I handed out all of our permits and everything that we had for this month. Also, this is the end of our deadline for finishing up our quadrennial reassessments. This is actually the first time since 2008 that we saw an increase in the market. Our township as a whole will be going up 4%, which we've gone probably since 2008 gone down 52% over the whole township. Every person in our township will receive a new notice that will be mailed on July 31st. You will have 30 days from the time that you receive that to file a complaint with the board of review or ask for a review in my office.
Thank you very much. Any questions for the assessment? Hearing none, we'll move on to the clerk's report.
Okay, I have a couple things. Ron, I didn't know if you were going to bring this up in your report or not, but the Lockport Township Park District is going to be sponsoring an event on August 14th called Grandparents Kids Event. This is the first time that the Park District will be having this event, and it'll be at the Crest Hill Library from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I believe the supervisor's office and myself will get a booth there, so invite all the trustees to.
It is in the John Junior College is also sponsoring.
Oh, okay, okay. So, just wanted to let the residents know and the board also. And I did get a membership for, it's called ATCOI, and what it is a TOI, professional identity for township committees on youth, and it provides leadership, professional training, community education, and networking to enhance the quality of life for youth and families in the townships throughout Illinois. So I did join the committee to get more resources to try to implement more programs in our township for the youth. And with that being said, I gave the board a letter to notify them and update them on a program entitled Baby Wellness Program. And Barb Morissette brought this wonderful idea to the township to pursue for an outreach to our community. Along with that, I contacted Dr. Longing and Bain from Advanced Pediatric Care. And these pediatricians are very excited to work with the board and get out a baby wellness clinic in the township. So, with this program, it's going to probably be utilized for a form of committee, and I know Supervisor Romeoville has that on the agenda for tonight. So I just wanted to explain to the board and give them an update on how that was going. I did speak with Dr. Bain today, and we are going to get a meeting on July 28th on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. to try to get this all done. So I'm really excited about that. And I also talked to Sister Joanne from St. Dennis Parish to ask about what our needs, if she knew of any needs in the township, because she deals with that at St. Dennis. And she gave me a list of, a huge list of things for support for newborn infants and the lack of resources that parents have and parenting skills. And she also said the homeless is a huge issue in Lockport Township. So just some things to keep in mind in our community that's going on that other people are dealing with. So, and also, I went down to Full City area, Braidwood area last week to visit my parents' grave site in Braidwood, and it's completely devastated. You know, tombstones knocked over, trees, and I reached out to hotline for Full City, and I wanted to find out what the cleanup was about. And I told them we were doing a meeting tonight, and that I would tell the community that they're still looking for volunteers. So the hotline number for Full City for the tornado is 615-518-3047. This Saturday, they're going to be meeting at the Presbyterian Church on 80 West Garfield Street in Coal City. They need volunteers on the ground, especially people who have chainsaws and can operate chainsaws comfortably. So just for our community to know that they're still in need over there, and it's pretty, you go to see a site like that, it's very devastating. So my heart goes out to those people, and I know that you're in need of a lot more help. And that's all I have.
Thank you for your report. I think I can speak for the board, so that we all have to feel really bad about what happened in Coal City. Our hearts go out to them, what they're dealing with.
With that, I don't know if that's something, I know it's not on the agenda. I don't know if townships do any donations for disasters. I know they're getting a ton of donations from communities all around in different states are donating money. So I don't know if that's something that the board wants to talk about in the future. We've got emergency disasters.
I know we did just put a line item in our budget for situations like this within our township. Right? I wasn't thinking out of the box. I was at the township at the time we did that line item. We can, we can discuss maybe see if we can do that. All right. Trustees, comments or suggestions? Hearing none. All right. We'll move on to the Central Square report. We did not have a meeting this month, but I do want to report that our car shows are kind of taking a beating this year. It's rained, I believe, probably 4 out of the 5 shows so far. I was here Monday, right around the time the band was getting ready to start. It started to rain, all the cars pulled out. So, I don't know what we can do. Hopefully, we're just going to pray for better weather. The rest of the season, hopefully we'll get some good car shows in here this year. We did have an issue with the fountain. I guess I probably shouldn't be saying this on the air because it would just give people new ideas, but somebody soaked it. So please don't get soaked in it. If young kids are watching this, don't get any ideas. Other than that, we took a little while to clean it up, but it's back up and running. Beautiful fountain out front. Under new business now, we'll go into that. I'm looking for the approval of here. You all should have received in your packet Coast to Coast RX card membership marketing agreement. There is no cost to the township, so I don't need, or any cost to any of our residents on this thing. It's just a prescription card that I would like to offer to all of our residents, not just our seniors. It goes out to all our residents who want it. We'll hand them out from our office, and we'll hand them out at our different, expos that we go to. But it's basically a prescription card that gives them a deal on the prescription, cost off. So I'd like to approve that. Good tonight. Yes, he did. We'll look at it. He said we didn't have any problems with it. It's pretty good. It's just a good benefit for our township to offer our residents.
I'll make that motion.
Any motion by Barb?
Second.
Second by Jen. Roll call, please.
Morelli,
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Odisich.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
All right. Next on the agenda, as our clerk has talked about, we want to put together an appointment for a youth services committee. So my suggestion that this committee be Denise Grumchek, Barb Morrison from the Lockport Township Park District. I'd like to appoint Dean Morelli to that committee. Michelle Weber, Emily McCasey, our state representative, Boo Verdry from my office, Dr. Langley, and Dr. How do you pronounce his name?
Yang.
Yang.
It's a woman.
Oh,
And if I may add, I did talk to her, and she would like her office She is not, I just talked to her today. Her name is Brittany Smith.
So that would be our committee. As an advisory committee to this board, to come back to this board and give us what we think in the direction we need to go. So I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'm going to second by John Badisich. Can I have a roll call, please?
Morelli,
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Badisich. Alberico.
Yes.
And Boyce. Yes.
All right, committee could convene or get together and they can decide on, they make the decision on who will chair that committee.
Correct.
All right. Moving on, we need approval to send up to 11 attendees to the 2 nights per diem and registration to the TOI conference coming up in November 8th through the 10th in Springfield this year.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Michael Lewandowski.
I'll second it.
Got a second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions on it first? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Morelli,
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Yes.
Badisich. Alberico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
All right, the only other thing I have under new business, I just wanted for informational purposes, we are trying to put together our new, our fall newsletter. I want to compliment the board, they have them coming up. I've got responses from everybody, they're going to get their letters in, and their pages in here pretty quick, and hopefully we'll be able to get that up by the end of September. It's coming along pretty good so far, so thank you for your attentiveness on that. Okay, old business. I wanted to bring up, I did hand out tonight, everybody, I want to make sure our attorney also gets a copy of the annual audit of this year. Let's make sure I get that to you before you leave, Gary. But everybody's received the audit for this year. The only other thing I have, it makes good reading, so make sure you read up on the conditions of our township. It has everything in there. All right, other than that, I want to talk about, I did have myself and one of my employees did attend a session on passports. We're trying to get it set up so we can do passports out of our office. So it looks like it's going pretty good. Right now we're waiting for the federal government in Washington to okay our office as the place to do it. Both myself and my employee were accepted. So we can get out passports, we just don't have the okay of the building yet. So hopefully another month or two we'll open up a new program and help the post office get passports going.
Do you know offhand how many passports the office here does in Lockport?
No, I don't, but I will tell you that when we attended the session, there's a very, very big need for more people to hand out passports because, especially now with the Euro being low, there's a lot of people traveling. A lot of people are starting to move and traveling, and the economy's getting better. They're falling way behind on passports.
Does the federal government have a plan put in place how you handle legal documents through the township?
Through the township?
Yeah, because passport's obviously a legal document.
Right.
I mean, do you have a plan in place how?
We have to go by their procedures.
Okay, yeah, so when you were trained, they gave you all the
All
procedures and
procedures,
everything?
we went through a 8-hour class.
Okay,
Procedures.
and you just, one staff member will be doing this then? Okay.
Myself and the second. We can always add, but they would have to.
That's what I'm seeing, the need for it is out there.
All right. Other than that, I wanted to bring up the resolution that we passed last month on the tornado siren. We passed the resolution in the intergovernmental agreement. I forwarded it to Romeoville. I did talk to Mike Kelley, their emergency coordinator from Romeoville. He said he gave it to their board. Their attorney looked at it. they have some questions on the language. I advised him to have their attorney contact our attorney and get the language worked out so we can get this thing settled, because everybody's in agreement that they should be the ones testing it. We just got to get the language figured out. I don't know if they contacted you yet or not. I did tell them, so I'm surprised they haven't, because this has been a couple of weeks ago now. So, all right, I will check to make sure that that is up and running. The only other thing I have under new business, or old business, I'm sorry, is the Dewberry contract. As you'll recall, last meeting we talked about making together and Dewberry do a contract for both this building and another place. We decided on this board not to include the other building, just to do this building. That has instructed me to go ahead with the contract. I did sign that contract with Dewberry to look at this building, see if we can get the space needs in this building to work, and hopefully he has a meeting. I have a meeting on Monday the 20th with them, and we start an investigation of the prints and looking around. So I would advise the clerks in the assessor's office that we might have some people walking through and measuring and looking at things and asking questions. I'm sure they'll have a lot of questions for your offices. So.
And did you get a chance to talk to the Central Square Committee about even
Central Square
remodeling
meeting
our?
will be this Thursday.
Okay.
We have a Central Square meeting.
Okay, okay.
I do have that on the agenda. Like that. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to bring up is I also am considering taking out of our line item. We used to have a cleanup in Fairmont there, the whole township area. We cut that out because it wasn't feasible anymore. It really wasn't working. We were wasting a lot of money on nobody really throwing out that much, and they were so limited in what they could pick up. So we have that line item. I have talked to Waste Management about, and it's a very simple thing, but it's batteries, putting a couple of recycling battery cans. I'd like to put one in this building. I'd like to put one maybe at Lockport or Crest Hills Police Department or something, if we can get that figured out. But I am going to ask Central Square if we could do that too.
It would be outside of the building, is that correct?
No, I believe it's inside the building. So basically, it's from what I understand, it's like a $5 bucket. And people come and drop them in, and they can't get them out.
Oh,
And once it gets filled, we mail it to them, they replace it.
I was thinking carpet.
No, this is just little alkaline battery, flashlight batteries, phone batteries, those kind of little batteries. Because you're not supposed to put them in your waste. It is a recyclable thing. It does hurt our environment. So, and there isn't anywhere really, throw your batteries. I know most people throw them in their area. You can get them in a couple of convenient spots. Maybe we can save some landfill space. So that's I'm going to ask Central Square also to if we can put one in Lockport in this building. All right, under that. Just meetings and correspondence, I did want to bring up a couple of things that I received. I did receive from the Department of the Army Corps of Engineers. They're just to let us know that they're going to be doing a feasibility study at federal expense. They're going to be looking at the options and technologies available to prevent the spread of the aquatic nuisance species between the Great Lakes and the Mississippi River Basin through the Chicago Sanitary Canal and Ship Canal and other aquatic paths. So they sent it to us because that does come through our township. I just want to let you guys know that they are doing a feasibility study of that. It's the Asian carpet and I did receive a letter from Joliet Hospice thanking us for our 2000 grant this year. So I appreciate your thinking about it. I have nothing else in town. I would ask for a hearing.
Make the motion.
I have a motion by Tara.
Second.
And that's second by John Dodson. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Moving on, we'll go on to our road bridge. Everybody should have received in their packet the minutes for the regular 9th meeting of June 9th. I would ask for approval of the minutes. So I got a motion by John Dodsich,
I'll second.
a second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions on the minutes tonight? Hearing none. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Bills of $75,888.02.
I'll make that motion to pay the bills.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce. And I got a second by Dean Morelli. Any questions on the bills tonight?
I do have a question for the highway commissioner. I noticed that there was 2 bills for First Midwest Bank for the iPass replenished.
Yep.
I didn't know if they were overlapping, if they made a mistake, or why they, you've got a couple charges here for iPass replenishing. I'm just double checking with you, making sure that this one, I know we paid this one already. I just want to make sure that this one we received is okay to pay with another auto replenish charge on there.
Yes, probably. I'll double check with you, but, yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, I just wanted to make note of that. I want to make sure that they weren't overlapping.
Nope, I can verify that, before you let that check go, but I'm pretty sure that should be good.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, I got a motion in a second. Any other questions? May I have a roll call, please?
Morelli?
Yes.
Lewandowski?
Yes.
Odison? Alberico?
Yes.
Boyce? Yes.
Highway Commissioner, Mr. Swansky.
Okay. Well, got a little bit to go over. It's been an exciting couple of months. June, wettest month in history. Needless to say, we get a lot of calls about flooding. We've got huge amounts of rain, the water table's up. So I'm just asking everybody to be patient. That's just part of the deal. We've reditched a few places, some garbage and culverts that have caused some flooding. We went out there and cleaned those up to get the water flowing again. But I encourage the residents, if you have a culvert that's a little bit backed up, just check to look on the entrance to the culvert to see if there's some paper garbage or something you might just be able to grab out of there to get that water flowing again and to help keep it out of your yards. If it's a collapsed culvert or something like that, definitely give us a call. With that said, with all the rain, we are a little bit behind. There's just so much you can do when it's raining every day. The guys have been out patching sections of road. I talked to my engineer that helps us with the roads. This year, it looks like a mile of road to resurface is about $110,000. So we're looking to see what, we have some money in the budget to resurface some roads, and we'll probably do about a mile or a mile and a half is about all that we have this year. So we're looking at different streets. I haven't made any decisions at this point which ones, but we will be making a decision this month and then sending the engineer out there to give me some kind of an estimate on cost. But in the meantime, we've got some areas, some roads that have some, Bruce Road has got some issues, and we'll be out there next week fixing those. With hot patch, we're not talking about like, fixing potholes. We actually grind out big sections. We don't have the fancy equipment like you would pave a mile or two of road, so my guys get out there, dump the asphalt, shovel it out, rake it out, roll it. So it's pretty labor intensive. But they've been doing a great job. Yesterday, a little bit warm, but they managed to make it through. So flooding roads, we are fixing roads. And please, again, be patient because we don't want to be patching roads while it's raining. The asphalt's extremely hot, and as it cools, it gets hard. So we want as much time to get that raked out as we can. A couple of things. We just purchased a new loader. The loader is a big piece of equipment that's instrumental in loading the salt in the trucks. And I'm happy to say, after doing quite a bit of research,
I joined a group called NJPA. It's a national procurement company. Not a company, it's an organization. And just by joining, basically what they do is it's like a state bid. The state goes out and bids for things. Well, this is a similar thing, except that they're based out of Minnesota. It's a national bidding process, so the prices, in my opinion, are even better for the equipment. So for example, on this loader that we just purchased, we saved $105,000 just by being a member. Our loader is about 25 years old and it's leaking and overheating, and I do not want to get caught in the middle of winter not being able to put salt in the trucks. That would be a nightmare. So we prioritized. We talked about boom mowers in the past. I did get a tractor to replace the Ford tractor, and that was also using NJPA. We saved quite a bit of money on that tractor. We do need a boom mower. My son had a baseball tournament in Omaha, and so while we were out there in Omaha, he had a early morning game, and Diamond Mowers, that makes boom mowers, was about a 3-hour drive to South Dakota. So I thought, well, what a great opportunity. I'm only 3 hours away. So half asleep I went and made it up there and looked at a couple of used pieces. And we looked at, he's got a couple of 2013 brand new pieces from 2013. So we're looking to see if that's going to be feasible. Like this, the loader that I mentioned earlier, we can do a 5-year lease to buy out with a $1 option to buy out, so that makes it more affordable, and it also makes us, it gives us the opportunity to purchase more equipment and then just finance it. After speaking with other highway commissioners that most of the equipment's updated, that's kind of what they do, is they have the set sum of money that they just keep rotating. So in other words, once the loader's paid off, then they will pick another piece of equipment, and hopefully we build our inventory back up to a good, healthy, newer stock. So we're just kind of prioritizing equipment-wise. You guys mentioned Coal City. That's a combination of equipment. We use a mechanic that the highway department's used for a long time, and he was here in Lockport and moved out to Coal City, and our crew cab was there, and he called me and told me that there's about a building and a half of stone and block that fell onto the crew cab. So that was a total loss. I negotiated with the insurance company. I think we're getting a fair settlement. I'll have to replace that truck. NJPA was not as, it didn't offer as good a price as I found actually with another Will County procurement. Actually, I got the information. I'm not going to steal all the credit. I got the information from the city where they get their trucks. But you know, you guys that drive pickups, John, you drive a pickup. I'm looking at crew cab pickups like on regular lots that are in their 60s. These are more in their 20s. So it's like, I was shocked. Because I didn't think we'd be able to replace it, but I think we have enough money in the budget that we'll be able to replace that crew cab. With that said also, we did call down to Coal City and asked them what they needed. We sent 3 guys and 3 dump trucks down there for about a week. They were extremely happy to see us there. I will try to get some pictures on the website of the guys down there and in our newsletter. The guys were shocked at how much stuff that actually was down there. They said just the trees alone were stacked up, you know, like almost to second floor, 2-story building, like just for miles and miles. So, you know, our hearts go out to those folks. It's just a terrible shame, and the only thing that we can do is support them any way we can, and we sent some trucks down there. What else we got here? Roads patch, this, the Diamond Mower. We have been put on the list with IDOT for replacing the Smith Road Bridge. So basically what that means is they go through all the bridges in Will County and they rate them, and it's based on the inspection reports. And it's a good thing to say we're at the top of the list, and we actually have money set aside. It's a bad thing to say, wow, that bridge is that bad, we made the top of the list. So I mean, it's kind of a catch-22. So we have moved forward into that. We're moving to phase 1 on replacing that bridge. With the IDOT money there, I think that it's not going to be a huge, it's about a $2 million bridge. We probably out of pocket will be about $50,000. So that, and that's just a very rough estimate. I mean, we haven't got that far yet, but that's what I was told from the engineering company. So that actually, to replace a bridge like that would be phenomenal. Anybody who drives down High Road, and this is kind of important for the folks that live on High Road or use High Road, there's a little dip at the end of the road as you're going toward 135th Street. There's a culvert that washed out, and FEMA has granted us some money to replace that bridge. There's a timeline on that, and I put my own timeline on it because I need to close that road for about 5 days. I will send letters to those residents. There will be a detour 143rd down to Smith over to 135th. By closing the road, we save quite a bit of money where they don't have to get like temporary stoplights because they would have to close one half and then close the other half. So it's just, and it would be for a much longer period. So if they can just dig it all out and replace that, we'll save some money there and take advantage of that FEMA money, and so there would be little or no cost to us. We're working those details out. But I want that done before the school buses have to travel that road, so it's probably, I will be getting a date from the engineering company here in the next, probably this week. So we'll get those letters out to the homeowners. This is a lot, but there's a lot of things happening here. Usually I don't talk this long. The sidewalk program, we put a sidewalk rehabilitation program in place. I talked about it last year. We put aside some money. The sidewalks on Bonnie Gray are crumbling, and I asked other highway commissioners how they work it, and it's sort of a 50-50 program. I've had some people take advantage of that, so they've been really excited to get those sidewalks replaced. The key though is if you pick up the packet of, if you have sidewalks that need to be replaced, pick up the packet of information, and it's key to follow the directions, you know, exactly the way they're written. They need to be inspected. Don't just have someone come out and replace your sidewalk and then expect us to reimburse you. It doesn't work that way. We have to go through the steps and take pictures and, you know, make sure that everything is being done the proper way. Last but not least, I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned in the last meeting or if I just mentioned in one of the workshops, I was asked by a young man that I coached in wrestling and in football to be a sponsor for his Eagle Scout project. I was hoping to have him here this month, and I was hoping to have it done this month. It's like just almost done, but because of all the rain, he just wasn't able to get it done. So hopefully next month we'll be able to have him here, and I'll show you guys some pictures. He did a very nice, it's a half wall, about 3 foot high block retaining wall. It's kind of oblong shape, and it's got brick on the bottom. It's got the fallen statue silhouette, fallen soldiers silhouette. I'll be able to talk here. It's a good thing Mike's not here. He would have got me in then. And he's got the medallions of the armed services, so he's very close to getting done. They need 3 days in a row of dry weather, and we just haven't had it. So, so sorry to bend your ear. A lot going on down there. A lot of exciting things. Oh, and one more thing I just thought of. Tire recycling for the municipalities is usually held other places. For some reason this year we've got twice as many tires as we normally do in a full year in a half a year. I'm not sure where they're coming from, but we've been picking them up on the sides of the roads, and so we will be hosting that tire event at our place, and that's probably going to be in October or November. So I'm kind of just excited because I've always wanted to get into recycling. It's a big thing. So other than that, that's all I have. Sorry to
Thank you.
take so long.
Any citizens wishing to address our highway commissioner tonight? Or any questions from the board?
You're killing me.
Hearing none, I have no other business. That's for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb. Second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Moving on to our general assistance fund. We have the minutes again of our regular June 9th meeting last month. I would ask for a motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
I got a motion by Michael Lewandowski. Second by John Batsich. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. The bills of $22,058.37. Need a motion to pay the bills for general assistance. Make a motion. Motion by John. Second by?
I'll second it.
Second by Barb. Any questions of the bills? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Morelli,
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Odisich.
Yes.
Alvarico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
All right, I have no other business and general assistance fund tonight, so we'll move on to well, I need a motion to adjourn. So, a motion by John Odisich,
I'll second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. All right, finally, we're going into our senior fund. You have it again in your packet, the minutes of the regular June 9th meeting of last month. Motion approved. I got a motion by John Dodson to approve.
I'll second it.
I got a second by Michael Lewandowski. Any questions of the minutes tonight? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the bills of $27,405.85.
Motion to pay the bills.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce to pay the bills.
Second.
Second by John Odisich. Any questions? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Morelli, Lewandowski.
Yes.
Yes.
Odisich. Alvarico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Under new business, I have 2 items here tonight. Due to a situation that presented itself on Friday afternoon, in order to keep our buses, our 2 senior buses up and running without any break in service, I would like to approve the purchase of 2 12-passenger buses not to exceed $85,000.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Michael Lewandowski.
I'll second it.
I got a second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions on the motion?
I was just gonna ask, just make it clear, what happened, why we needed to make this purchase.
Well, to be honest with you, the bus company that we do business with, the Standard Shuttle, was unable to secure the loan that they were going to buy the buses, and then they were going to buy the buses from the end of their lease, which is a week from Friday. They're coming to pick up the leased buses, and they were going to replace them with these 2 buses until January when their new leased buses will come in. Unbeknownst to her, she found out Friday morning that the bank will not loan her the money because of the parent company is in deep financial problems, not Standard Shuttle itself isn't in any financial problems, but since they are a subsidiary of a parent company, that parent company is in deep trouble, supposedly, they were denied the loan. So they came to me and said, we don't, as of a week from Friday, 2 weeks from last Friday, they will not have the buses. So in order to keep these buses up and running, we as a township can buy the buses, and we're going to go lease back, we're going to lease them to the Standard Shuttle, and then once we get the buses up and running again and make sure there's no break in service, we will, as a board, have a workshop along with our attorney and see what direction we have to go and whether we have to replace Standard Shuttle, if we take the buses on ourselves, or whatever other options we have. But I think foremost and first, it's important for us to keep these buses running for our senior citizens, especially the ones that are on dialysis, and rely on those buses to get to the hospital for their dialysis treatment and to the doctor's appointments.
Ron, who covers the insurance portion over this next? The Standard Shuttle, or is it?
Well, I instructed Gary, our attorney, to write up a lease back, a leasing contract as quickly as he could, because we have to get this done. But that, I'm going to give him a copy here tonight of the original lease that they have with the bus company, the Midwest bus company that they're leasing the buses And they will, according to that lease, they take care of all maintenance, all oil changes, they take care of all insurance, they take care of everything, basically. And they pay us for the lease.
So we're taking the place of their parent company.
Basically, yes.
So
At least to keep the buses running, and then, because they did, basically break the contract, we can renegotiate it. But I do want to keep our seniors moving.
What about checking into another company?
We could do that.
I'm just asking, I know
Like I said-
Telecab's got the buses.
Well, I did check into other buses to see what else we could buy off there. They're not like cars and trucks. They're kind of hard to find. I got 3 different quotes on different buses, and they're all, most of the buses that I've come across are a little older, and they have 3 times the mileage on than the buses that we're looking at.
No, but I mean, as far as the service goes, if they took their contract,
Yeah, no.
Telecab has buses that, they could be a million different companies, I don't mean to put them out there. They just came to mind.
We will make that
That they
decision.
might be able to step in.
We will make that decision when we go to bid. There'll have to be a bid process again. And, whether we're going to go with another company or, I'm kind of getting the impression from different people that it might be, basically economically good for the township if we take it on ourselves and hire somebody to run, that would be our employees. We buy the buses, they're our buses, we hire somebody to do the scheduling, we hire the bus drivers.
In-house in the long run, I think that might be our best.
But this, buying the buses right now just takes care of
The immediate
the
problem.
immediate problem. The long-range problem we still have, but this gives us breathing room. It gives us a month or so, or 2 months to figure out what direction we want to go. At this point in time, we have a week to try it. So that's why I'm kind of asking for permission to buy the buses tonight. Tomorrow, I'll do the paperwork to get the buses going, get them over to Standard Shuttle on that Friday, that they can come and get the old buses, or drop off the new buses. Service will go uninterrupted, and then we can start. As long as we get a contract and lease signed by then too, with Gary and Standard Shuttle for the payback of the buses, the leasing of the buses, we are good to go, I think. And then we could explore which direction we want to go.
And they will keep the buses, they will keep them there
They'll
where
keep
they're
it
always
on the
been
lot.
housed.
Yeah, same as they do the buses now. Until,
On the scheduling and everything.
Yeah, they take care of the scheduling. We're just leasing them the buses because they couldn't,
And then will you still go through this Midwest Truck Company to have the oil changes and everything?
I don't know if they go through them for the oil change. They go through them for the buying of the buses and the leasing of the buses. That's what they buy and lease the buses. Which actually, out of the key, which seems to be about the only one in this Midwest area that I've seen online when I was investigating today and all of this. So, that's where we stand with that.
A few points of clarification, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Page 4 of the actual agreement that we have with Standard Shuttle talks about termination of the agreement. These are things that Supervisor Burke and I have been talking about that we're going to have to address going forward. For example, if this would be deemed to be a breach of the agreement, which I think is pretty clear that it would be, you would have to notify them, even though they've been doing some discussions with Supervisor Burke, but we'd have to have something in writing from them saying that we aren't going to be able, Standard Shuttle, aren't going to be able to follow through with the terms of our agreement. They then have 30 days in which to try to fix that. I don't know how they would do that, but they would have 30 days for our agreement to do that. I also want to point out that either the township or Standard Shuttle could have terminated the agreement in 60 days notice. We haven't gotten that either. So I'm just letting the board know that we haven't given up on any of those various issues that we think we have at our disposal based on page 4 of the agreement. Finally, I just want to point out 2 other points for consideration. The first one is on paragraph G as in Gary, because I'm pretty creative there. Says the leased buses were supposed to be for the township for 3 years. Now this was signed in 2013, so it was understood that there might come a time when the company may not have the ability to lease the buses anymore. We knew that when we started the process. We did not anticipate, however, it was going to be after 2 years as opposed to after 3. So there's, we thought we might get to something like this, but that wasn't supposed to happen for another year. Because in the rest of paragraph G, then simply says that Lockport Township will then be responsible to fulfill the last couple of years of the lease dealing with the equipment. So that's why we're scrambling a little bit more than we would have been at this time, because worst case scenario in our own agreement, we weren't supposed to have to be talking about this for another year. And then the final point, just to make sure that the board is fully aware. Normally, as we know, we'd have to go through a bidding procedure. So what we're actually considering as a board is to approve or allow the supervisor to sign an agreement to spend up to and not exceed $85,000 for the purchase of two of these buses, based upon the numbers that we have from Standard Shuttle. So I think what the board may want to consider is 2 things. First off, I think we need to make a better record how and why we can avoid that bidding process. The way that you do that is we have to be able to establish that this is an emergency. So perhaps a little bit more discussion of the emergent aspect here, so that we cover ourselves, so that if anybody ever comes back and says, hey, wait a minute, guys, why didn't you go out and bid for this? We can tell them, well, among other things, this is a service that we provide for seniors. Seniors have come to count on it. We can show that we've gone from 1 bus, now we have 2, and they run pretty frequently now. And it does help seniors get to doctor appointments. It does help seniors get to dialysis appointments. So we can at least establish that there is some emergent circumstance here why we're not doing the bidding process. And then also, as Supervisor Albrecht and I discussed, the idea of spending up to and not exceeding the $85,000 is really our mutual understanding. That's simply because we're not simply going to go out and buy those 2 buses without looking at the numbers. And that's part of what Supervisor Albrecht was talking about, in that he's gone out and he's been looking at other numbers and other buses, so that once again, we're going to be able to say with a very straight face and very transparently, this is how much we had to pay for these 2 buses. This is the best that we could do. We did look out, we did try to find something else, but so the board is well aware, if we end up spending $85,000, it's because that's the best that we could do. So just so that the board is aware, I would ask just there be a little bit more of a record put down why this is emergent, why we're not going to bid, and then go forward.
That being said, I would like, of course, I know it will be reflected in the minutes that how much of a dire it is to get these buses up and running. You said it very elegantly. I appreciate that, and I'm not as well spoken, I guess, as you are. But I feel it's very kind of a big emergency, because mostly the dialysis patients. My wife is a dialysis nurse. I know John's wife is a dialysis nurse. I know they can both testify on how many patients come in to that hospital at Silver Cross Hospital on our senior transportation. And a lot of them, that's their only means to get there. So if we cut out the buses, they can't get to their dialysis treatments. That's not a good thing, believe me. My mother was a diabetic, and she was on dialysis. I know what happens. I think we all know what happens if they don't take their treatment. So I think it's a very big emergency.
I'm sorry. The other reason why the board has this seen as an opportunity and an option is because of what the board did in establishing the senior funding vehicle, wherein the funds have been placed and collected and retained for the purpose of things like bus-related items for the seniors. This is clearly within why that whole program is set up. This is clearly within the dictates of why the board has been accepting funds, saving funds, and having so you're not going to have a separate line item that says, this is what we're going to do to buy 2 buses, but it's clearly expressed in the fund, or the seniors fund, that says that these are the kind of expenses that might have to be incurred. So you absolutely are well within your rights to utilize the funds from the senior fund for this purchase and this guide to board decides.
Council, if I may ask a question. How does that work with the budget then for the senior? What line items, being that the budget's already been approved for the year, how do we establish?
I did talk to Dave Myers, our accountant, and we would have to transfer funds out of probably land purchase at the end of the year, because that line item will be, you know, the line item we would take out of is a miscellaneous fund, which is only probably about $5,000 in that miscellaneous fund. We'll take it out of there. That line item will be over at the end of the year. We'll transfer funds from the land purchase.
Thank you.
Ron, are you, and I'm just curious, so if we purchase 2 buses, is that only for a month? And then we own the buses, they get their others?
No, there are buses, we can make a decision whether we can keep them for 5 years, we can keep them as long as they're up and running. If we change companies, we could go ahead and lease them when the new buses are ready, trade these in. That's all to be decided later, you know.
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
Damn, shuttle's still gonna be
Administrative. They're
still
gonna
gonna be.
We're just giving them buses instead of this company.
Because I thought if it was for like a month or 2, I might be able to go on some of those national procurements and maybe get like 16 passenger vans would work for temporary.
Well, here's
I'm sure they have
my thought.
buses.
I don't want to get into a long discussion of future ideas, but if we do decide to take it over, I think we could buy buses through this, like you were talking, this MJPA.
Yes, and actually, I'm sorry.
I know that, I'm trying to think which township in Chico I was told about that they've gotten 9 buses for free so far, through straight grants. We couldn't get buses through the grant program because we weren't administering the program. We had a standard shuttle. Now that we administer it, we might be able to get on the grant program and get us 3 buses. It's awesome.
Yeah, I can get you in touch with a lady that runs Buy Board. They were at the TOI meeting. Buy Board is another national procurement, but they specialize in like schools. That's where they started, then they branched out to municipalities, and I believe there's some bus companies on it. I'm just offering, if I could help you, I would do
I'll take
that.
all the advice I can get on this project, but I do want to get buses in 2 weeks. So I think I'd like to get this motion passed with these buses, and then we can start from scratch and see where it goes.
Motion on the floor.
What's that?
There's a motion on the floor.
Did we have a motion in a second? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Any other discussion? I'd ask for a roll call.
Morelli,
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Odison.
Yes.
Rico.
Yes.
Weiss. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure the seniors will. Thank you. Okay, the next item for approval. We've talked about this in the workshop. We've talked about it for a number of months, along with Denise working with us on the baby wellness program. We're talking about a program with the seniors also. So this is in the senior fund. We're trying to come up with, and we've had a couple of workshops with Barb Morrison from the Park District, and Walgreens, and Denise and myself, to talk about a program that we could maybe start administering, helping our seniors get the shingle shots. We discussed it with Walgreens a couple of times. We've gone back and forth. And the way I'd like to just start with a pilot program, a one-time shot to see if this can work and get the bugs out of the system. But it's going to be, what would the qualifications would be, any Lockport Township residents that are age 60 and above are able to do this. We're doing it on Tuesday, September 1st. We're going to, for the first time, we're going to try to do it. We're going to have a cutoff at the first 25, first come, first served residents that come to us. We're going to limit the cost to $5,000 is what we discussed in our workshop. And that'll come out of senior programs line item 46800. We've done at 2 locations. The Walgreens on this side of the river, which is at Farrell Road, 159th. Yeah, it's not Farrell Road. And the one in Crest Hill, which I'm not sure is right on Route 30, isn't it? Route 30. So there'll be one on the west side of the river, one on the east side of the river. The first 25 customers are residents that want it. And the way it'll work is they will bring their insurance card to Walgreens. we will pay whatever co-pay they have to pay. So we can't say we're going to give them $20. Each co-pay is different. Some might be $20, some might be $50. Some might not have any insurance, or their insurance may not cover it, so we have to pay for the entire thing. I know it's hard to get a handle exactly what the cost is. That's why we run a limit of 5,000 and keep it at 25 people for the first time to see if we get the bugs out of the system.
Is it 25 people at each location?
No, it's 25
total.
25 total.
So 13 and a half.
What we've decided to do.
Call and a half.
No.
You're right.
We're not going to split them between both. We might have 10 people from the west side of the river that decide to go to the Walgreens over there. We might have 15 on this side of the river. They can go to whichever Walgreens. But they have to come to a voucher, come to our office, see if they're income or not income, but make sure they're Lockport Township residents, they're 60 above. Then we give them a voucher. And that Tuesday we'll try it. They go to the Walgreens, they get their shots, they get reimbursed for the co-pay.
So we are going to know how much we need to reimburse for each person?
We will have
a
a
shot or after a shot?
after when they give their insurance card. Walgreens does sends it to the insurance company. They get it right there on the phone. They do co-pay X amount. At the end of the day, they call my office and say, we owe this much on a voucher. They say everything. I'm ready to check and deliver.
I don't know how much the shot is. I'm just saying, if, say 15 people do it, we already hit the 5,000.
That's why we limited it to 25. If we had to pay total, for everybody that came in didn't have any insurance on it, the 5,000 will cover 25. I don't suspect that will happen, but that's why I want to limit it to 25 to see, how it works. We find out, and we don't know how much our calling is going to be. I think there might be a big one. I don't know.
So it's $200 a shot?
$235 a shot. So it comes to.
Just to play the ball as well.
No, actually the shots are $265. They're getting them to us at $235. So they're going to work all this on that.
Ron, there was a representative from the Romeoville Walgreens that was at one meeting. Are they not going to participate?
I'm not sure. The last meeting I had with them, I said, I do want to bring in the Romeoville 1 too. And they said, we'll talk to them and we'll get that. But right now, we just had the last meeting with two representatives.
And are you going to have a written agreement with Walgreens on this?
I'm going to, yes. Just going in. But we'd like to try it the first time on September 1st and see how it works. And I think it'd be a good thing for our residents. That way, we are taking care of our seniors, health-wise a little bit. We're going to try to take care of our youth a little bit, with the programs that the committees can come to with us. We're also going to maybe eventually go into maybe shots for the kids going into grade school and high school, if we can get some kind of program with that. That's future. That's baby steps, one step at a time. So I'm asking for approval to start this pilot program. I got a motion by Brad Parsons.
I'll second it.
I got a second by Wes. Any other discussion?
What happens if you said this might be a good idea? A lot of seniors possibly might show up. Is it going to be a good idea? 40 show up and we got to turn away 15?
Well, like I said, I'll cut it up the first time because we're not sure this is uncharted territory. We'll cut it off at 25. And if this board feels, we see the need and we feel good about it, we could always do it again. And we could, then I'll come to the board and say, let's put $10,000 into this. The shingle shot is good for life, so after, eventually if everybody gets it, then everybody has it then. So, but like I said, because it's uncharted, this is the first time we're trying something like this. I wanted to cut it off at 25 just in case everybody doesn't, nobody has insurance for it. Personally, my insurance company doesn't carry my shingle shots. I'm surprised. I have what I was told, Cadillac insurance policy. It doesn't carry, I don't get any cancellation.
Do you know if our new insurance Councilman Cross,
You know what, I don't know offhand, but I will, yes. I'm sure.
Let's see what he's looking
Yeah. You can't do it anywhere, you're not, anywhere near 65, or 60.
60s.
You're not anywhere near 60 either, so.
Thank you.
Okay, so, Jack made a motion, Barb, you did second it? Any other discussion on this? Can I have a roll call, please?
Morelli,
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Bob Six.
Yes.
Alvarico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Hopefully, it's going to be a very fun and interesting program we're going to start. It's nice that we're going to start some new programs. I have one other item for information purposes. This Monday, the 20th, the Seniors in Motion, which is, again, the same organizations, the Park District and Joliet Junior College, is putting on a social senior event before the car show on Monday. It's going to be from the ice cream social from 4:30 to 5:30 until the ice cream runs out. They'll have entertainment, which happens to be I understand it's a pretty good band. It's called Ukulele and Shiners. So I'll be playing there. Followed by dueling pianos. And they're not going to have vendors there, though. So there are enough vendors at the car show. There'll be a lot of good things. I'd like to see a lot of our seniors come out. It'll be an interesting night. The band will be fun. I know the band is a lot of fun, so come out and
Seen
enjoy
the
it.
band, should be, seen the band.
I've seen the band too, so. But thank you. I have no other business tonight. Is there any other questions?
I just got one quick note. I think I can speak for the board. We send our condolences out to Joe Finley. His mother passed this week. Arrangements, we're just waiting to hear. Joe Finley, for those who don't know, was head of the Public Works for the city. I think he lost his mother a couple of days ago. And also Mike DeVivo, fellow highway commissioner in Will County and Homer, lost his mom last week. So I just want to send our condolences out.
Thank you for that. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was going to mention her.
All right, I have no other business. Anybody else? I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So,
I'll second John. Second by Michael Lewandowski. I'd like to thank you, everybody, for joining coming to our meeting. And again, congratulations to Dean Morelli, for the trustee. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.
Yes.